If you're the owner of a creative brain, it's probably likely that you're not a massive fan of life admin. It's probably likely that you don't get a massive buzz out of doing things like tax returns and timesheets, etc. Some people do like doing tax returns, some people do like doing timesheets. I personally can't fucking stand the things, but I still have to do them. So the problem is, if you don't do them and you procrastinate over them, you get more and more frustrated with yourself. And the more frustrated with yourself, the more you get into a non-resourceful state. When you're in a non-resourceful state, you're more likely to make bad choices and bad decisions and procrastinate even longer over a task that must be done, but you keep kicking the can down the line, kicking the can down the road, which isn't very useful. Now, Einstein said back in the day that your imagination is a preview of life's upcoming attractions. I love that quote, and I also love the hack that you can bounce off the back of that quote. So your brain doesn't know the difference between something that happened vividly in your imagination with a great amount of emotion and something that happened in the real world, which means you can con your brain using your imagination. You can con yourself into motivation and inspiration. How do you do that? Well, this is the hack that I recently used to get me to do my tax returns. It's really, really simple. It's called cognitive priming. So all day, every day, you're unconsciously making up movies in your head as a prediction of what a certain task will result in. So whatever it is you're tackling, your brain is trying to predict what the end result will be, and it'll either motivate you towards it or push you away from it, motivate you away from it. Something like tax returns and life admin, we may not enjoy them, but we have to be motivated towards them to get to the other side of them. So what you do is this is what I did with my tax returns. Very, very simple. You just imagine yourself, project yourself, if you would like to call it that, project yourself in your imagination to 15 minutes past the successful completion of the task that you're procrastinating over. So it's important that you go 15 minutes past the successful completion of the task you're procrastinating over. And what you want to do is get really in touch with how it will feel. So what you'll see, what you'll hear, and how you'll feel when you have successfully completed that task. So when I did my tax returns, I was sitting there, didn't want to do them. I projected myself to 15 minutes past the successful completion of doing them, and I imagined myself walking around Spain in the sunshine, making a video for you guys. That got me into a resourceful state. Holding on to that resourceful state, I then bring myself back to the present moment, and I suddenly have the enthusiasm to get this tax returns shit out of the way so that I can go forth and make a video. So it's a very simple technique. It's a little brain hack. What you do is this: you have a task that you procrastinate over. Rather than sitting there and ruminating on how dreadful it is you've got to do this task, allow your imagination to project you into the future to 15 minutes past the successful completion of this. Whether it's doing your tax returns, whether it's doing a pitch, whether it's having a difficult conversation with a colleague, project yourself to 15 minutes past the successful completion of it. Absorb what that feels like, to see what you see, hear what you'll hear, and feel how you'll feel when you have completed that task. Then take that emotion, bring it back to the present moment, and get on that task. Notice how you suddenly have the enthusiasm to get through that task so that you can get to the other side and do the cool shit. Trust me, it works, and I learned it many years ago. We're talking like over 20 years ago, and I still use it today, so it's good shit. Project yourself into the future, because your imagination is a preview of life's upcoming attractions. So give your brain something to look forward to and motivate you towards.